Oh, yeah. Yeah, I do. I remember a whole bunch of presidents saying a whole bunch of things that they never followed through on. I remember George H.W. Bush saying, "Read my lips, no new taxes." And then he raised taxes. I remember Bill Clinton, this wasn't a campaign promise, but I remember Bill Clinton saying, "I did not have sexual relations with that woman." I remember W standing on an aircraft carrier in front of a banner that said, "Mission accomplished." Years before we actually got out of those wars. I remember Obama saying you can keep your doctor if you want to, and that he was going to close Gitmo. And I remember the last guy who promised all kinds of shit. He said he was going to build a wall and Mexico was going to pay for it. He said if he ran for president, he was going to show his taxes. He said we were going to have a press conference on Melania's immigration status. I remember him saying we were going to get infrastructure done. I remember him saying that his 2017 Trump tax cuts were going to be the greatest job generator this country has ever seen. Yet, in his first 3 years prior to the pandemic, he oversaw the creation of 1.4 million fewer jobs than Obama did in his last 3 years. I remember him saying he was going to bring manufacturing jobs back. He didn't. I remember him saying he was going to get money for our farmers by starting an unnecessary trade war, when what actually happened was we basically got back to the same level of trade we had before, and we had to bail out farmers to the tune of tens of billions of dollars, and many farmers still wound up losing their farm. I remember him saying a whole bunch of shit that never happened. So, yeah, I remember all of them saying shit that never came to fruition. Every last one of them. Joe Biden is no different. Here's the thing. This is the secret to following politics, in my opinion, is you can support a party. I do. I support the Democratic Party. You can support a candidate. I do. I support Joe Biden. But what you need to understand is this. Both parties are corrupt as fuck and interested in retaining power for themselves, and every politician lies. Every politician lies, from the President of the United States right down to the village board member in your tiny little town. In some way, shape, or form, on some level, they lie. And once you realize that, and you get out of this cultish mentality, like we see so many involved with right now, you can approach politics from a fairly open mind. Hell, I voted for John McCain when he ran against Bush in the primary. I didn't think Al Gore would have made a good president. I still think John McCain would have made a good president, and I was prepared to vote for him in the general. I vote for Republicans from time to time on the local level. Here, I don't live in Cook County, Illinois, where Chicago is, but I live very close to it. I live in a neighboring county, and I urged the residents of Cook County not to re-elect Kim Foxx, a Democrat. She's the one that let Jesse Smollett go on all of that shit. She's unfit for her position. And as much as I don't think Republicans as a whole are fit to lead right now, I urged people in Cook County to vote for her Republican opponent, because she does not belong in that job. See, once you can view politics and politicians through that lens, and you get out of this cultish mindset, then you're not just going to be going, well, what did you remember when Joey said this and he didn't do it? Yeah, they all say shit that they're not going to do. Every president does good things. Every president does bad things. Every president follows through with promises, and every president breaks promises across the board. Every last one of them. You're going to ask me about any other presidents or just Joey?